Okay, next video I've got my wind turbine blades. They are clean. They have been what a common term is acid etched with Acme Chem Grip. As you can notice, I don't know if you noticed from the earlier one, trying to catch a glint of sun off them is not near as easy anymore. They are wet, so you'll see some shiny spots because I rinsed them thoroughly. Now, I'm doing that on the aluminum. It'll tell you galvanized, whatever, you'll keep it wet with the Chem Grip, and then you'll get a damp cloth of water. You'll wipe it down, and then you'll wipe it down again with a dry cloth, and then it's ready for primer. In my case, because it's aluminum, it's not galvanized steel, I did go with a full rinse, and now I'll do a thorough wipe down, and we'll get these cleaned off. Also, I didn't make mention of it, but I was using 4mm nitro gloves to work. They're okay. They will last a while working with acid like that, but you need to keep an eye on them if this is what you have, what you use. Now, I didn't run to the hardware store. I'm out of, I like to use heavy-duty chemical gloves. Now, you can go to that section in a hardware store and pay a lot of money, or you can go to like a department store and go to the kitchen supplies. And when you read the big latex gloves, the old Playtex gloves you see, with, it used to be back in the 50s, women wore those and washed their dishes with them. Lots of people still use them. I use them especially if I'm painting a big project or spray painting. I like to wear them. If you read on there, you'll find out that they probably have the same chemical resistant properties as the ones you're going to pay another $4 or $5 a pair for. So I recommend you go to the kitchen side. Now, if you look, it's all wet here. It's because I've thoroughly rinsed this with 1.5 gallons. I took my leftover. The only reason you saw so much in the container was easier for me to get the brush in and brush it on there. I put it on quite liberally. But now that has been thoroughly rinsed. The acid is now diluted down to basically nothing, because this is a mild phosphate acid. I even rinsed my my gloves that are throwaway, and this brush is rinsed out. Now I'll check the bristles and make sure it's okay. And if it's okay, I'm gonna dry it out, and I will put it in a Ziploc bag, and I will save it if I use this Chem Grip again. I will keep the two on the shelf together. But just keep an eye on those gloves. Safety first, folks. You know you're dealing with an acid, so you've got to make sure that you're protecting yourself. It's well ventilated. You're not splashing it on you. If you're concerned with that, they make nice rubber aprons just for that. So get that. If you do get it on your clothing, when you're working with this stuff, make sure that you get out of those clothes right away. If you want to save them, get them in the washer. And I recommend at least a triple rinse after you wash. Make sure all the acid is neutralized. And you got to do it quick, because it'll start eating that cloth, and you'll see it. It may just discolor it at first, but you don't get it off there, you're going to have full of holes. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to dry this off, and I'm going to go into the, it's pretty windy outside, but as you can see, I'm in no condition in here to get it in, and I've got a lot of stuff to move and a lot of little projects to finish, and put a lot of stuff away, basically. And I can start working in here again, because I do have ventilation in the ceiling that I can open up, and a little fan and stuff, but it's not like it used to be. I used to have this place, rocking. It's always working. So I'll have to paint outside. Luckily, I have a windbreak. I am on the south side of my carport that I just installed side doors for, and we'll get into that later. But we're going to get this done, because I'm missing a lot of wind here for my power bank. And then we'll talk about rules of grid tie, or off-grid completely and stuff like that. And we'll do that later. See you later, guys.